Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. In this video today I'm checking out a video titled T Ghost Invisible Tank, and it said the formidable Swedish CV90120 light tank has recently received an astonishing upgrade that almost seems to push the armoured vehicle into the realms of science fiction. So I've been told to check out this video. It's meant to be an amazing tank, so let's react to it today. I don't really know much about tanks, but I've been really enjoying reacting to different vehicles and military vehicles and stuff like that, just kind of enhancing my knowledge. So let's get right into it today and let's see this amazing tank. Let's go.
The formidable Swedish CV90120 light tank has recently received an astonishing upgrade that almost seems to push the armored vehicle into the realms of science fiction. Already possessing some of the most impressive mobility to firepower ratios in the armored combat vehicle industry, the CV90120 is now undergoing the addition of the Ghost Adaptive Infrared Camouflage System.
I mean, it does look super cool, and it seems to be able to go on loads of different terrains. You see it in snow, you see it going through the mud, and it seems to be going really fast through these terrains as well, so it's definitely very adaptable.
Which is sure to make the light tank a remarkable asset in the arsenal of future warfare. Because the most effective anti-tank guidance systems, like the ones used by the US Javelin, rely on infrared detection, having an armored vehicle that can effectively mask its infrared trace and even disguise it to fade into the environment is a significant achievement.
Okay, I have to say that is very impressive because I know what the Javelin is. That's a huge missile that locks onto the target. So the fact that it can camouflage the environment and kind of evade the Javelins, that's really, really impressive. And the person who came up with this is a genius.
If the project continues as planned, the CV90120T will be able to deliver devastating firepower while remaining technically invisible to the enemy. A proper ghost tank. A reliable predecessor. The new CV90120T is built from the hull of the highly renowned and reliable CV90 infantry fighting vehicle. This family of tanks has built a pristine reputation since its inception in the late 1990s for its excellent mobility, speed, and superb firepower capabilities.
Yeah, that's why I said it. Look how fast it's going.
The original CV90120 was developed to provide Swedish military forces with an option to mount a light vehicle with the firepower of a main battle tank, comparable to the Leopard 2. The need for such a tank stems from geography itself. Northern Sweden has very few roads and extremely rough terrain, both during summer and winter months, and such a factor needed to be taken into consideration for the CV90120 to prove effective for the Nordic country.
Yeah, because imagine, it definitely has to be like a special tank to survive and drive through the snow that easily though. And you just see it doing it with ease.
The CV90 had already accomplished remarkable agility and speed, but it lacked the firepower to neutralize the heavier armored vehicles developed by Russia and other military powers across the globe. Thus, when designing the CV90120 BAE systems, the engineers were tasked with building a solution that successfully combined the ultimate mobility with maximum firepower. However, its development came at the cost of relatively light armor protection. The initial prototype of the CV90120 was fitted with a novel welded turret to accommodate a greater caliber tank gun. Outside, the chassis was entirely identical to a normal CV90, preserving the same engine, suspension, and internal structure. Still, the new iteration was adjusted to support the increased weight of a more prominent turret and a larger caliber gun. The prototype vehicle ended up weighing around 20 tons.
Wow, that's a lot.
To provide the required heavy firepower, the CV90120 was fitted with CTG 120mm smoothbore, a lightweight, potent gun developed by RUAG Land Systems. This cannon was light enough not to deter from the vehicle's mobility and had low enough recoil force to avoid damaging the tank as it fired. Additionally, the gun...
Yeah, that's also something that's very impressive, is that it doesn't have a lot of recoil so the tank doesn't get damaged, because you can see it kind of move back whenever it fires. I was kind of wondering about that.
Was designed to accommodate all current and future NATO 120mm ammunition, which was deemed sufficient to face most threats in the near future. The weapon also showcased a formidable range, giving the CV90120 the ability to engage most other armored vehicles while staying well outside the scope of their guns. To go even further, the new tank also featured a bustle-mounted semi-automatic loader, granting the light tank a fire rate between 12 and 14 rounds per minute in the hands of an experienced crew.
A demon
Also,
tank.
the ammunition was safeguarded within a protective case
This is a
separated
beast.
from the team to prevent them from so-called ammunition cook-offs. The unique weapon system came with an equally remarkable Saab UTAAS computerized universal sight and fire control system, which provided the gunner with a reliable way of hitting targets.
Oh, I recently reacted to the Saab jets, so it's kind of cool to see their systems being used in tanks as well.
In day and night scenarios. The CV90120 would eventually become a significant success for the Swedish military, a highly valued armored solution that responded well to the terrain necessities of the North. Still, it had a significant drawback in its light armor, and to address it, BAE would eventually develop more complex versions. One of these was the Ghost tank.
Okay, we're getting into the Ghost tank.
Looking towards the future. Having limited protection is not such a big issue if you're invisible to the enemy. That's the reasoning behind the recent CV90120T Ghost prototype, taking all the advantages of the CV90120 platform while drastically diminishing its inherent disadvantages by implementing a state-of-the-art Ghost adaptive infrared camouflage system. The adaptive stealth system was developed and patented in Sweden after FMV. The Swedish Defense Material Administration commissioned BAE Systems to research and develop full-fledged technology for combat vehicles to avoid detection from thermal sensor arrays. Then, after 3 years of demanding research and prototyping phases, a unique team of problem solvers, software engineers, sensors experts, electronics engineers, and weapons designers created this unprecedented solution. The high-tank camouflage array uses modules that look like cells configured in a honeycomb structure to cover the flanks of a tank.
I mean, yeah, now that you pointed it out, it does kind of look like a honeycomb structure. It did kind of look like something, but I couldn't put my fingers on it. So now that you said that, I definitely see what he's talking about.
Modules are specially constructed so that they can be individually cooled or heated remotely and at very high speeds. Endowed with such a versatile camouflage system, an armored vehicle can simultaneously activate all the adaptive modules to completely disappear from thermal sensor systems, or activate only some modules in a specific pattern to blend into a particular
Wow, that
environment
is clever.
or
You
mimic the
literally can't even
characteristics of
see it
some
on the
other vehicle.
systems. Wow, okay, that is
The
super clever.
CV90120T Ghost essentially works like a chameleon, able to simulate its surroundings or reproduce the appearance of other objects, such as trucks and cars, that can be projected onto the modules from a detailed image database. But stealth is not the only function the camouflage panels can provide. They can also signal peaceful intent through flashing text messages across the tank's flank, or by creating patterns that can easily be recognized by friendly parties.
Wow.
This makes the Ghost a formidable opponent and an excellent tool for de-escalation when the operation demands it.
They were really thinking of the future when they designed this, that it could be used to camouflage, don't show up in the systems. It can use to have messages on there, surrender, whatever you want to say. I can't believe no one really thought of this before, but the technology looks super advanced.
More improvements. The stealth adjustment implemented in the Ghost tank goes beyond the adaptive system. However, its outer facade has also been modified to reduce its signature against radar detection. Like the iconic F-117 stealth aircraft, flat sweeping surfaces have been placed over the gunner's sight and the 120mm main gun and mantle in a unique configuration that aims to reduce 90-degree angles, easily distinguishable in radar sensors. To further compensate for the light armor mounted on the Ghost, the tank is also fitted with groundbreaking active protection. This dynamic protection system is designed to prevent the impact of inbound projectiles on the tank's hull as a last resort defense if all preceding systems have failed to protect the vehicle. The production
Yeah, you always needed like a last resort, so it's kind of cool they got that.
array was developed by Akers Stickbrook and works by firing a sensor-activated high-explosive charge towards projectiles to intercept large-caliber ammunition rounds directed at the vehicle.
Oh,
Even if the stealth systems are circumvented, the Ghost still has an ace up its sleeve to avoid being hit by enemy fire, making it a highly resilient combat vehicle. The result is a limber and highly maneuverable tank, capable of going over 40 miles per hour with a powerful 120mm gun that can easily outrange most other armored vehicles of its kind. Furthermore, if the tank is already within the range of an enemy vehicle or anti-tank crew, The opponents will have a powerful tank picking up the Ghost in any infrared detection system thanks to its adaptive infrared camouflage system. As armies worldwide develop unique new weapon systems to meet the warfare challenges of the future, the CV90120T Ghost is paving the road for a new generation of armored combat vehicles capable of engaging the enemy in unprecedented novel ways while remaining virtually undetected. In short, the CV90120T Ghost is a glass cannon, but an invisible one.
Oh, I like the way you described that.
Thank you for watching our video. How do you think the CV90120T Ghost will fare against other modern tanks?
I mean, that definitely has like a good chance against a lot of modern other tanks. If Sweden knows the pattern to the technology, can no one else use it? Is there no other tanks that have that like invisible camouflage and it can't be showing up on the Javelin radar? And does any other tanks have that? Let me know in the comment section below. But wow, I was really impressed with the movement alone on the loads of different terrains. You see it traveling in the snow, and the handling of it looks very impressive. The way it was turning the corners in the muddy terrain, just loads of different terrains it's doing very well in. But I'm really impressed by the fact they can camouflage. Imagine having it on your radar and all of a sudden it does the camouflage technology and just disappears. That's got to be everyone's worst nightmare. The amount of defenses this tank has as well as like a last resort. Always like learning new things. I learned like tanks. I mean, I used to like tanks as a kid, so playing with tanks and just learning about tanks is always fairly interesting. I always like learning new things, and this was a very interesting video. So if you guys have any more videos and want me to do more tank reaction or videos about tanks, I'm definitely down to do it. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a great day, everyone.